Hi everyone, Nick here. Today, the Serious Racing League heads west across the Atlantic to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. Now, I don't have a particularly good track record around this particular circuit, although weirdly it is one of the very few tracks that I've actually won a league race at before, so figure that one out. But as I've been doing quite well in my last couple of league races, a fourth and a fifth, I was quite positive about this one. I thought maybe I'm on an upward curve. Maybe, just maybe, I could try and get that elusive podium. Practice started weirdly, not because of what happened on the track, but because of what wasn't there off it.
Oh, where the fuck is the brake marker? I was going in the pits by mistake. There is no board marker.
And if we quickly compare that to offline, you can see no 150 marker, no 100 marker, just a 50 marker. What's the deal with that? Why can't you have the same track offline and online? But I shouldn't really have been worrying about the final corner. I should have been worrying about the first one.
A long time. Oh, that went well.
No amount of trackside signage was going to save me from this absolute murder.
Are you okay? That was a big
Wow.
one. Confirm you're okay, please.
I was not expecting that.
It seems I still can't start properly in the wet.
I did not do that well. This is going to be fun with no front wing. Oh, are you serious? I span left off of the start, and now because I was in the pit lane, I've tried to go right off there, and I've got a 10-second time penalty for corner cone. It's like I've literally driven forward. What do you want me to do? Oh, fuck you, Jeff.
On reflection though, I'm not sure I can start properly in any conditions.
Did not see the lights there. This is a fucking war zone here.
And if my starts were bad, well, my finishes weren't much better either.
I finished the race with no front wheels. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Dry race.
dry
So you've got
race.
to qualify on your wet race setup, haven't you?
Interesting.
Fuck.
So into qualifying, and we had some heavy rain. It was predicted to slightly decrease in intensity, but we were still looking at full wets at the start of the session. My first lap was a rather uncompetitive 1:24.0. Weirdly, Inters actually ended up being a bit faster at this stage of qualifying. They definitely didn't have as much grip, but they just seemed to have the speed. As such, I was able to do a 1:23.6. Still wasn't great though. I then fitted a fresh set of Inters and decided to go for 2 fast laps right at the end of the session, hoping to use the driest, well, least wet anyway, conditions on track. So here we go. Turn 1, little bit of a lock-up, big bit of a slide, but just about managed to hold it. Turn 2, you have to be so careful on acceleration in a dry, let alone in the wet. Just about managed to do it there. Through the chicane, nice and cautious, and we've managed to be up by a quarter of a second at this stage. way more than that, 4 or 5 tenths. This chicane again, very tricky even in the dry. You have to be so patient on the exit, accelerate harshly and you are in the wall on the right hand side. So it's 7 tenths up, this is going well. Brake just before the bridge. You can cut quite a bit of the first turn, you have to be really careful on the second bit, and again have to be a little bit careful on acceleration. Like the hairpin, very easy to lock up. Brake nice and early, we get it turned in and we're over a second up. Accelerate here, again you have to be really careful in the wet, traction can be really hard, and we're 1.4 up. This is going well and we're getting a bit of a toe off of Sonny, but him being there is a bit of a distraction, but I'm sure it wouldn't affect me, right?
Even worse.
Oh, fucking hell! Isn't that invalidated?
So that lap would have been good enough for 8th place on the grid in the end, but instead was invalidated because I cut the final chicane. And I could blame Sonny, but I can't, can I? He's on a fast lap, he's entitled to be there, so what do I expect him to do? I just need to cope better with that kind of situation. Even if I had tried a second flying lap though, this happened.
Oh, so annoying.
Fucking hell. Yeah, Sonny has just died and gone through me there.
So after all that, I would start 13th on the grid, and despite being a lot lower than I would have expected, I still had vague confidence that I could actually put off a decent result here. My pace wasn't too bad, so I was going to do a one stop, start on mediums and see how it goes.
Yeah, we should start.
That was a good start. Oh, I just started to slow down for the outside.
Astar, what the fuck are you doing? Whoa. Whoa, what was that?
Good work, Corey.
I got such mad understeer there. Insane.
That was a bad start, but do not react. We can salvage this.
Oh, Nick.
Yeah,
Nick.
I had no option. I don't know, I just...
Menu box for a new one. Check your MFD.
It was that or kill you, probably. Yeah, stuff screwed me over in the first corner, so he deserved it.
I'm going to do that option, thank you.
So that was about as bad as it could have gone really. Start wasn't great, turn 1 and 2 were pretty rubbish, and then that other hairpin, I don't even know what was going on there. I think I probably braked fractionally too late, but with the slipstream from DP ahead of me, and then maybe having some cold tyres or something like that, and maybe also not being used to braking with full 100% force after the wet quali. I don't know, it just wasn't good. Not good at all, and apologies to Asta for semi-wiping him out there. So in terms of my race, which was already ruined, I came in for another set of mediums, I came in for a fresh front wing, and I headed back out onto the track in 19th and last, some 13 seconds behind the nearest car. It wasn't till lap 11 that I actually saw anyone again, and that was because of pit stops. I managed to get up into 16th place. But that only lasted for about 5 or 6 corners. By lap 13, my tyres decided they'd had enough.
Whoa. Oh, no. What the fuck is going on with this car?
So at the end of lap 15, I pitted for some hard tyres. The plan at this point was to maybe go to the end. 20 laps on hard tyres should have been doable, I think. The only problem was the hard tyres were pretty slow. I gained a couple of positions when people pitted, but they caught me fairly quickly.
Don't Morgan.
Okay, we lost the position.
Oh,
Try to keep focus.
Yep.
Morgan didn't really pull away from me though, and we had a couple of back and forths going past each other which didn't get picked up by my recording for some reason. Before the end of lap 29 I did something amazing. I did an overtake.
Yeah.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase it.
By the end of lap 31 though, there wasn't really much to race for, so I decided, let's put some soft tyres on, see if I could do a fastest lap or something, just mix it up, and I duly did do a fastest lap. Of course no points on offer because I was outside the points, but I did manage to do a 1:11.388, not too shabby. I then tried to beat that again on my final lap as I was a lap down, but I couldn't quite do it, so in the end I finished a lap down in 14th. So there we go. If that wasn't my worst race of the season so far, then it was pretty close to it. And it's a bit of a shame because I did feel like I had some okay pace. I just never showed it at any point during the race, or qualifying, or practice, or ever really. Oh well. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then hit that subscribe button. You know it makes sense. And let me know in the comments below how you think it went and what you thought of the video. I'm always keen to know what you think about what's going on the channel. It'd be great to hear from you. But until next time, and the next video, goodbye.